for the Lord!
We're the Jezebels. That's all.
Here I come.
I want you to get up right now, go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Blah, blah. We are here with more KEENEAM, blah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Blah. I don't know why I'm doing a Dracula. I'm Michael Keene.
I'm William Patrick Coleman.
And this is KEENEAM. And today we're talking about...
Another wonderful Wednesday morning full of movie news.
Yeah, it's another wonderful Wednesday morning full of movie news.
Full? Are we full this time?
Well, I mean, we've got a lot of Blu-ray stuff.
Good, okay.
The movie news portion...
Pretty scarce, yeah.
It's, you know, it's one of those things where I'm sure, like, tomorrow... There'll be a shitload of movie news.
Yeah, or when we get out of here.
Yeah, as soon as we leave this room, the movie news is it's going to be a deluge of news. But let's just start off the show nice and simple. We've got Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Vinegar Syndrome news because, as per usual, they have put out a fuckload of releases. Both from their main lines and their partner labels. We're not going to get too in the weeds here with Vinegar Syndrome, partly because I'm not all that inspired by their releases.
Their lineup lately, or just in general?
Just, well, like this particular lineup.
Yeah.
So if you look, you got Iconis...
Oh, we did talk about, I know, I'm going to Get You Sucker.
Oh yeah. No, we're looking right here.
Okay.
At this bunch. Which label is Iconoscope? I'm not even. There's so many fucking labels under Vinegar Syndrome's umbrella now. It's ridiculous. But under Iconoscope, let's see which one this is. New Vinegar Syndrome sublabel dedicated entirely to television, produced by a longtime VS film scanning technician and restoration artist Brian Epson. Okay, so it's the TV label. This is Disappearance, and you can kind of see boop, boop, boop. Let's see. Is that a composited sunset shot? It looks like it. But I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Let's see here. It looks like a thing in the desert. Ooh, look at that.
That's
truck
cool.
getting
That's cool
some
shot.
fucking air.
Look at that.
Oh, that is nice.
Looks like Duel or Breakdown.
Yeah, what's that? Retroactive. It looks a little bit like Retroactive. Let's see here. Let's look at some plot. Also, thank you, Filmmaker 610. I do love this T-shirt, and I appreciate your noting it. All right. When Jim Henley is taking his family on a scenic road trip through the Nevada desert, his son Matt asks them to stop to photograph a ghost town called Weaver. The problem is, none of the locals seem to have ever heard of it, and it's not on any of the maps except for a vintage one Matt dug up. Once there, they find more and more evidence that this abandoned town harbors something very alive and extremely perilous, and others who have gone to explore Weaver may have suffered horrible consequences. As they continue to poke around Weaver, an unknown force appears bent on making sure that Jim and his family aren't going anywhere. It's an ambitious, thoroughly creepy thriller written and directed by prolific telefilm writer Walter Klinhard. Uses the barren Australian outback as a stand-in for the U.S. Southwest. Ooh. I was thinking that didn't look like Nevada. For a tense tale inspired by desert horrors such as The Hills Have Eyes.
Nice.
Blurp, blurp, blurp. Henry Hamlin,
Desert
David
horror,
Connell, Shirley Walker. Okay. So this is scanned in 4K from its 35mm OCN. As far as, and it's a TV film, TV movie, And features audio commentary with the director, as well as with film historian Rob Kelly and author Daniel Budnick, I'm sorry. So 2 audio commentaries. Also, that first one is moderated by Amanda Reyes, because she is one of those writers who they just have locked in a basement somewhere. Stills gallery, original broadcast trailer, original video trailer, 24-page booklet. Cool thing is the commentaries. And yeah, I'd never heard of this before, so I am certainly mildly intrigued. But it is a TV movie that can be a little hit or miss with heavy on the miss. Also from Iconoscope, so another TV movie, Death of a Cheerleader. Great cover, very very giallo inspired cover. These are beautifully presented releases.
Ooh. What about James Avery?
Where's James Avery? Is that James Avery?
That from Fresh Prince.
Huh.
Shredder. He's the voice of Shredder.
Huh.
For those who... Locke. Terry O'Quinn.
Oh, he's so young.
Yeah, that's Stepfather days.
Look at that. Okay.
Tori Spelling. What the fuck is this movie?
Okay, let's see here. Santa Mira High is a competitive place where even the principal challenges students to strive for excellence in every regard. No one hears this message more than Angela, who's convinced this is her year to join the newspaper staff, get in with the popular crowd, and make the cheerleading team. But the popular girls are led by Stacy, who's quick with a put down and often more than a little mean. When Stacy suddenly winds up stabbed multiple times and left on a neighbor's doorstep, her death rocks the entire close-knit community of Santa Mira. The police have no real leads or any evidence as to who the killer is, while the high school kids go after their own candidate for the crime. Now that the FBI has been called in and the media is becoming increasingly involved, will revealing the truth further divide the once peaceful town? Directed by William A. Graham, who did Return to the Blue Lagoon. We've got Kelly Martin, Tori Spelling, alongside Valerie Harper and Eugene Roche, whatever. Let's see, originally broadcast under the title A Friend to Die For, which does feel much more like a TV movie name. Also features supporting roles by James Avery, Krista Miller, and Terry O'Quinn. Neat.
No joke.
No joke. And that is, let's see here, again, 4K from its OCN. Audio commentary with author and film historian Amanda Reyes, once more. And then we've got an interview with actress Margaret Langrick, and a visual essay by author and critic Scott Humphreys, plus stills gallery, original video trailer, 24-page booklet, blah, blah, blah. Again, the TV thing kind of, I don't know, it's always a little rough for me because it's so hit or miss. It's so very hit or miss.
TV movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
I don't like that TV movie or a movie in general still kind of prepares for commercial breaks sometimes with the editing. And you do, it is such a crapshoot as to when you spend a lot of time on a TV movie and it's not good.
Yeah.
Because odds are it might not be good.
Yeah. But I'm certainly intrigued. Next up, we've got a Frank Sinatra movie.
The First Deadly Sin.
The First Deadly Sin, 1980. So old Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra.
Let's see here. Oh, wait, I gotta look at gotta see how it looks. That's old Frank Sinatra, all right.
Nice.
He's so mad. Look at how mad he is. He wants that man off his lawn. Ooh, okay. Got Maniac himself. It looks moody. I don't know. Looks fine. Let's see here. Detective Sergeant Edward X. Delaney has only a few weeks left before he retires after decades of service with the NYPD. That makes sense because again, old as dirt.
Yeah.
Weary after seeing it all in a city now down at the heels, with his wife just hospitalized with critical organ failure, he finds himself desperate to sort out a few Manhattan serial killings which leave victims with a gaping round hole in their skulls. His captain wants him out, the department doesn't care, and all that Delaney has left is his dogged determination and a few sympathetic old friends and civilians to lend him a hand. Meanwhile, The killer's mysterious weapon and completely random means of choosing his victims on the dark, isolated streets of affluent neighborhoods is all for Delaney to solve in a city that no longer seems to make any sense. It's called a gritty neo-noir thriller set against sleazy 1980s New York City. Directed by Brian Hutton, who did Kelly's Heroes. Let's see here. It's blah, 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 blah. Got your Frank Sinatra, Faye Dunaway, James Whitmore, Brenda Vaccaro, and Joe Spinell, Maniac. Vinegar Syndrome Labs, delighted to finally bring this underseen, dirty old New York gem to Blu-ray. Let's see here. So this is, again, 4K. This is from the 35mm interpositive. Commentary tracks. We've got one with Amanda Reyes, who's just busy, and then one with film critic Travis Woods. Got an interview with actor Jeffrey DeMunn, interview with Laurent Bozereau, who was the director and producer of Faye in 2024, and a new featurette with James L. Niebuhr and Gary Schneeberger, film historians and co-authors of Frank Sinatra on the Big Screen, the singer as actor and filmmaker. And then a new featurette looking at the locations of the first Deadly Sin. So nothing too crazy, but you get 2 commentary tracks. So you've got that going for you. Plus, 2 of those interviews are 20 minutes long. So decent extras. And you get to look at Frank Sinatra's old fucking face. Look how I guess I can't get over how fucking old he is.
They didn't call him Young Blue Eyes.
Let's see here. So that's it as far as the alternate... Oh, wait, no, we got Vinegar Syndrome Archive. Okay, I don't really give a fuck about Faces of Death 3. I don't really... Maybe a controversial opinion. I don't find Faces of Death to be particularly interesting or good as a franchise. So Faces of Death 3, don't care. This cover, I mean, it looks appropriate for what it is, but I'm not really too interested in what it's presenting. It's Faces of Death. I'm not going to go through the plot. Newly scanned and restored in 4K from its 16mm OCN. You got an alternate video version sourced from standard definition tape, and an isolated music track, and that's it. A very bare bones affair. If I had the subscription, I would be happy that... Oh, it's also sold out already. Wow. How many... Okay, this was limited to how many? 3,333 units, and already it is sold out. That's crazy. That's insane. I guess good.
So you are in the minority of this opinion.
I was in the minority of this opinion. Yep, that's a me. Don't give a flying fuck about Faces of Death 3 on 4K. But apparently 3,333 people did.
Hey, did we ever go over Twin Cheeks?
Oh, well, that's just a VHS they put out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I'm not going to deal with that because it's barely a release.
Okay.
Let's see here. Ice Cream Man.
This is not the new Ice Cream Man.
No, this is the Clint Howard Ice Cream Man. They actually put this out previously on Blu-ray. This is a 4K upgrade.
Look at that fucking cover.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Great cover.
I don't know that there's any new extras. These look, and I could be mistaken because I don't remember the extras for the old release, but it looks like it's just the 4K aspect is new. And of course, it's scanned and restored in 4K from the 35mm OCN. Oh wait, no, I take that back. They do have new stuff. So at very least, there's a brand new interview with actor Carl Mackinnon, and a brand new interview with special makeup effects artist Brian Blair. Then there's a 40-page perfect bound book with essays by Patrick Dahl, B.J. Colangelo, and Jay Kurzweil in the limited edition. I'm not sure if the Monster Vision Summer School Edition with Joe Bob Briggs is new or not, but there it is. I wonder. Let's see here. Let's do a little research. Ice Cream Man. All right. Which I believe I sold my version, my copy of Ice Cream Man. Let's see here. The Joe Bob Briggs thing is already there. Yeah, it looks like just those little additional ones are new. So cool-ish, I guess. I barely remember Ice Cream Man. To be honest
I don't.
with
I've
you.
never seen it.
It's I remember it being fine. It's silly. It's weird. I just it did not leave an impression on me, or at least not a lasting impression. Let's see here. Then we've got Peter Weller, baby, of unknown origin. Peter Weller versus Rats. Go. So it has the same poster as, or same cover art as the poster. Yeah, I mean, it has Peter Weller and it has rats. I don't know what else to tell you about it. But this kind of, I mean, this is
Peter Weller's awesome.
accurate to what it is. Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to go through the plot. It's Peter Weller versus rats. It's directed by George P. Cosmatos.
Why does that sound familiar? Is that a '90s director?
More 80s.
Popular? Okay.
He did Cobra.
Okay. Yeah.
And a few other things.
I'm thinking of the Cobra poster and his name on there.
And of course, his son directed Mandy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So George P. Cosmatos. We just got a new one in the chat. Good morning, gents. I just got the Warner Archive release for the Joan Crawford movie Letty Linton, which has been unavailable for 90 years.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
I love when Warner Archive releases something like really, not necessarily
Vintage.
Well, vintage, but something that it was otherwise unavailable. That's one of the cool things about. I mean, a lot of these labels, but Warner Archive, of course, has access to a lot of archives. So it's their duty to release things like Letty Linton. Let's see here. Blah blah blah. Archival commentary track with George P. Cosmatos and actor Peter Weller. Cosmatos is dead, so that makes sense. We got a brand new commentary track with Bill Bria and Ashley Coffin from Bill and Ashley's Terror Theater podcast. And then we've got new interviews with Dr. Peter Weller. That's pretty wild that they got a new interview with Peter Weller. A new interview with actress Jennifer Dale, a new interview with special effects artist Stephen Dupois, and then a video essay by film historian Sam Deegan, let's see here, Vincenzo Nappi's Locations Then and Now, and then archival interviews with producer Pierre David and actor Louis Delgrande? I don't know. And an archival interview with writer Brian Taggart. So pretty jam-packed overall. Actually, I was going to say not a lot of new stuff, but there's 3 new interviews. That video essay is probably new, and a brand new audio commentary track, plus the archival. That's pretty solid. So I'm going to say preemptively, this is probably a release of the month for me of unknown origin. Yeah. The only other one is Bloody Psycho. And this has two options. There's an alternate slipcover and a normal slipcover. Doesn't really matter. It's one of those Lucio Fulci Presents movies, so it probably sucks. It's probably not very good. I haven't seen it, hence probably, but I don't know, man. These Lucio Fulci Presents TV movie things, not my jam. But if you go by the stills, doesn't look bad. Looks gory. Looks violent. Looks like a lot of nudity. So there's definitely stuff there. But I've heard nothing but bad things. So let's see here. Esteemed parapsychologist Dr. Werner Vogler has come to the castle home of Mrs. Risori, a beautiful but irascible wheelchair-bound aristocrat, to practice his famed energy healing on her. Arriving on the grounds, Vogler is immediately struck by the sense that something dreadful once occurred at the castle, and he soon learns that its abandoned wing is rumored by locals to be haunted. Sure enough, As his stay progresses, the Doctor begins to be assailed by gruesome visions of a frenzied stabbing and a ghoulish figure in a wheelchair. With the aid of a local journalist and Mrs. Risori's estranged cousin, Michaela, Vogler starts to unravel the castle's ghoulish past, unwittingly setting in motion a horrifying and bloody series of events. It's produced as part of a direct... I'm sorry, not TV. I said TV movie. I meant direct-to-video. Horror movies distributed under the banner Lucio Fulci Presents to capitalize on the Italian godfather of gore's name. 1989's Bloody Psycho stands as one of the most downright entertaining entries in the cycle, serving up an assortment of brutal... Don't sell it to me like that. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Scanned in 4K from its 16mm original camera negative. Commentary track with film historian and critic Rachel Nisbet. We've got a 28-minute interview with the director. We've got a 24-minute interview with Bridget Christensen, one of the actresses. 23-minute interview with actor Marco Di Stefano. Chunky interviews. And then a 17-minute interview with actor Vasily Karas. And an appreciation of Avo Film, the Italian home video distributor for the Lucio Fulci Presents titles by film critic Pier Maria Bocci. Stacked release for something that I could not care much less about. So that's it. I would say definitely out of this bunch, Of Unknown Origin is the standout. That's easy. I guess The First Deadly Sin comes in second, but although I'm kind of curious about Disappearance, even though I have that aversion to TV movies, that idea of like the Australian outback in place of Nevada is kind of great. So that's pretty cool. And then there's the partner labels. Also, hey, Allison, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's see. We've got a lot, and we're not going to go through all of these because holy shit, why would we? Oh my god, it just keeps going. I want to say position. Oh fuck, I don't remember. We did Dracula Story. I feel like we did Positions. I can't tell where the new stuff starts. We're all going to the World's Fair, which I feel like I have a copy of that already. So I don't know what that release is.
I thought we did soft shell. Did we not do soft shell?
We didn't do soft shell. It starts somewhere in here because Toga Party Massacre is new.
Okay.
Let's say that and Young Mothers looks new. Oh god, this is such a pain in the ass. God, I don't really want to talk about. Let's pick 5 releases to look at out of this giant bunch, and we'll look at those 5 releases. How about that?
Why don't you choose the ones you're familiar with though?
I'm not. Well, like, oh shit, fuck. 1 second. The only ones like I've heard of the Acid Eaters, haven't seen it. Buffet Infinity is one of my movies I most want to watch from this year. I think that's it. Oh, Not Quite Hollywood, of course, is the Australian cinema documentary. That's a great film. I don't feel the need to go over that. It's really good. And The Wailing, of course, is from I can't remember his name, but he has that new movie Hope coming out.
Oh.
I don't know, man. Toga Party Massacre I'm intrigued by. Sort of Trust. I almost feel like it's necessary just because Lynn Shelton directed it. So let's go with that. That's 2. Is anything striking you? Is that John? Wait. Okay, that's not the one I thought it was. Macho Dancer looks really gay. I like that. Love is a Stranger and Love is this intrigues me. Saturn's Core and it's called Love is a Stranger. That's got my goat. Bruno Dumont's Joan of Arc is intriguing, I guess. That's 4. And Chad, if there's anything here you'd like me to talk about, or like us to talk about, please let me know, because I don't give a fuck about anything Wild Eye puts out. I think Buffet Infinity, well, okay, I'm going to do 6. I'm going to do 6 movies. Buffet Infinity and the AGFA release. I still haven't watched We're All Going to the World's Fair, but I've heard great things. I haven't gotten around to it. And I assume that I wish I knew where, like what label off the top of my head. I don't remember which label it is. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, so this is the We're All Going to the World's Fair. This is Utopia. So Utopia, this is a re-release from Utopia. Is this like 4K or something? What's the... Oh, okay. It's a limited edition variant. And then the limited edition slipcover is out of stock. And so they have a new... Okay, I get it now. I got there. I got there. All right. So, Toga Party Massacre. What do we got? What are we looking at? Obviously shot on tape. It's got a toga party. Ooh, looks like a massacre. And yeah, looks like a slasher movie set at a toga party. Cool. All right.
Nice.
Frankie Robertson returns from the grave to wreak havoc on a house full of unsuspecting partying teenagers. Partially shot by Mark Borchardt from American Movie and directed by Michael Hegel. Toga Party Massacre is a lost 80s slasher movie that perfectly encapsulates the time period and DIY underground filmmaking ethos. VH Shitfest is so happy to finally release this gem to the world, along with hours of extras. Okay, so this is... Okay, so it's a 36-minute movie, first off. So we're starting not the strongest, because 36-minute movie for, let's see, $30. That's rough. That's rough. But let's look at these extras. Maybe they will make it worthwhile. So we've got the original VHS cut, the trailer, the making of Toga Party Massacre, called Several Sheets to the Wind. Would love to know how long that is. That would be very helpful. The Metalhead Muse, an interview with Matt Collada. We got an interview with Celia Ferran, who I assume plays the Final Girl, because it's called Mary the Final Girl. We've got 1989's The Other Side. I don't know how long that is. Board Game Gothic, The Making of the Other Side. Very Scary from 1989. Night of the Not Quite Dead Yet from 1987. Turning Left on Plummer Avenue from 1990. Then a trailer reel. Then Blood Harvest from 1983. The Apocalypse Fragments from between 1982 and 1991. The Fantasy Experiments from 1983 to 1984. Dolphania Crab Attack from 1981. Ninja Invisible Assassins from 1983, and Behind the Scenes of the Consumed, 1991. And then we got an interview with Mark Stinnen, who was a stunt guy on the film, I guess. This is a great example of why these labels should not be left to do all of their detail info themselves, because this could be really cool. This might be a really rad disc. But I can't tell because I don't know, like, are these 5-minute short films? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. So this receives a general interest from me. I am generally interested, but I would love to know how much content I'm actually getting
for
out
$30.
of, yeah, for $30. Because it might be a great deal. Because there's a lot of stuff listed here, but I don't know any. Like, it doesn't give me context for the stuff. So that's how I'm feeling. Sort of Trust by Lynn Shelton. Of course, starring Mark Maron, who was married to Lynn Shelton before she died, right?
I did not know that's who he was married to.
I'm not mixing up.
I'm pretty sure that
Wait.
he was married to somebody who passed, though.
I'm not crazy, right?
Yep.
I am right. Okay. I was worried for a second that I was mixing up female directors. Mel is a cantankerous pawn shop owner in Alabama who spends most of his time swindling customers while trying and failing to get his man-child employee Nathaniel to do any work. When Cynthia and her wife Mary try to hawk a Civil War era sword inherited from Cynthia's recently deceased grandfather, he tries to get the better of them. The sword, however, comes with a convoluted report from Cynthia's grandfather claiming the relic to be proof the South actually won the war. It isn't long before the coveted prover item draws the attention of overzealous conspiracy theorists, and two duos have to join forces in order to sell the sword to the highest bidder. The journey that ensues takes the ragtag bunch on a tour through the deep South and the minds of the local fanatics who inhabit it. Created from the raw talent of its cast and infused with a lot of heart and laughs, Sort of Trust takes a stab. You get it?
Okay.
Takes a stab at uncovering emotional truths through moments of hilarity and hits right on the mark.
The Mark Maron.
The Mark Maron. Hey! So we've got an audio commentary with producer Ted Speaker and actors Mark Maron, Michaela Watkins, Jillian Bell, John Bass, and Toby Huss.
Toby Huss?
Toby Huss.
I like that guy.
Toby Huss is great. I love his got peanut butter on my penis line from Halloween.
Yeah. Do you remember I reviewed a movie on here called Cop Shop?
Yeah.
He walks away with that movie.
Okay.
You got to see it because of him.
Okay, Cop Shop.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we got a behind-the-scenes featurette and a booklet with new writing by film critic Maria E. Gates. So pretty light in the extras department, but potentially really good. Speaking of Toby Huss. Cool. I remember when this came out. Have not seen it. I'll definitely check it out on streaming. And then Love is a Stranger. Plus, Love is a Stranger again.
The VHS?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Once again, shot on tape. Let's see what we got here. Wave Productions. Hell yeah. Okay. So it's prolific Wave Productions actor Dave Castiglione set out in the mid-90s to write and direct his own brand of auteurist SOV productions under the banner of Sharky Video. Utilizing contributions from many of his former Wave cohorts, his anterior Love is a Stranger duology finds Castiglione at his most fundamental, blending slasher, erotic thriller, gothic horror, and eccentric fetish elements into a lurid pair of backyard epics that buoyantly revel in both prurient sleaze and the regional charms of their South Jersey locales. Guys, I'm already in. I am completely 100% in. All right, so 1994's Love is a Stranger. Young Gwen Stevens attempts to escape her controlling and abusive boyfriend Craig by taking a job at the studio of a local photographer and Lothario named Landon Love. So Love is a Stranger. Unfortunately for Gwen, many of Love's female staff have already inexplicably disappeared, only to be found murdered at the hands of a mysterious necktie-obsessed psychopath. Broad South Jersey accents, sensual raw meat massages, and climactic mud tussling abound in Castiglione's SOV debut, which features performances by Tina Kraus. Hot damn. Tina Kraus is like a mainstay of SOV cinema. Christine Cavalier and Ivory Blackwood. In Love is a Stranger again, Gwen rekindles her relationship with Craig and returns to her job at Landon Love's photography studio, still haunted and traumatized by the string of murders she narrowly survived. Spoilers. Plagued by nightmares and bouts of paranoia, she becomes convinced that her assassin is still stalking her. Could the psychotic murderer BB, whatever, still be alive? Has she returned from the grave? Wow, a lot of spoilers in this. Blah, blah, blah. Or is it all a figment of Gwen's shattered psyche? That one stars Dawn Murphy, Laura Giglio, and Dean Paul. So a lot of names from various SOV flicks through the years. A combined runtime of 154 minutes. Jesus Christ. I guess it's not that bad when it's combined. That's only 2 hours, 2.5 hours. let's see here. Newly remastered short film. Oh, wow. So we've also got these remastered short films from the Sharky Video Archives. We've got The Little World of Wilbur, The Last Laugh, Fimpira, and then bloopers and outtakes from the short films, and an archival Don Murphy Fimpira interview. For Love is a Stranger, we've got audio commentary from Dave Castiglione, moderated by Ross Snyder of Saturn's Core, an early alternative rough cut, bloopers and outtakes, and an archival cable access TV interview with Castiglione. And then for Love is a Stranger again, we've got a new 2026 director's cut, audio commentary with Dave, the original VHS cut, A Crazy Thing Called Love, an interview with writer-director Dave Castiglione, so plenty of Dave, an interview with actor Osman Karyem, whatever, and Don Murphy's Screen Test USA audition tape, plus trailers. I would say this looks like a great release. What do you think?
Yeah, it's packed. It's packed with a lot of stuff.
Looks weird as shit. I'm all aboard. All right, so that one looks really good. What about Joan of Arc by Bruno Dumont? Let's see what we've got here.
What's it about, you think?
They got the age right for Joan of Arc, that's for sure. I haven't seen Joan of Arc. Well, I haven't seen this version of Joan of Arc, let me put it that way. Let's see. Depicts the last 3 years of the young martyr's life as she leads the King of France's army against England, is captured and finally burned at the stake by the church. Spoilers, which accuses her of heresy. Oh, that's interesting. Lise Laplatte Prudhomme, the young actress, she returns to the title role after depicting a very young Joan in Dumont's heavy metal-backed 2017 Jeanette. Features a lush synth soundtrack by singer-songwriter Christoph. I'm very intrigued. It's 137 minutes, so reasonably long, historical epic length. Let's see here. Not a lot when it comes to extras. We've got a slideshow of Joan of Arc in film. That's okay. We've got Bruno Dumont answering 4 viewer questions, just 4 for some reason. And then a Q&A with Bruno Dumont as he discusses spiritual cinema, the musician Christoph, and the film's amazing Ballet des Chevaux. Moderated by Acropolis Cinema's Jordan Cronk, with translation by Nicholas Elliott. And then there's a booklet with new writing by Stephanie LeCava, and that's really it. So not terribly packed, but I'm very curious about the synth soundtrack. I'm gonna actually go ahead. I'm gonna pop open my Letterboxd. I'm very curious if this is streaming anywhere. Oh God, of course.
There it is. 2019.
Okay. There we go. Well, it's on Canopy, so if I can get my fucking library account to... what did Bruno Dumont do? Oh, France. That's what I'm thinking of. I was trying to think, like, why is Bruno Dumont familiar to me? And Little Keen. I've seen the sequel to Little Keen. And I guess... Did he not do Little Keen? Or the sequel? Am I crazy? Who did the sequel to Little Keen? Or am I crazy and that's the sequel and I just never logged it on Letterboxd? Shit, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw the sequel, but I don't know. I don't see the sequel listed anywhere. Wait. Okay, I'm going on a rabbit hole. I'm sorry. This is what happened. This is actually what I do when I'm stoned. Is I just go on little rabbit holes. How does IMDb even work anymore? I'm so.
What is IMDb anymore?
What is IMDb? Connections, followed by Keen and the Extra Humans. This is what I saw.
Okay. So you saw the sequel.
Yeah. Now you might be asking yourself, why did I see the sequel and not the original? and that's because I bought it on Blu-ray and I didn't know.
You were probably stoned.
I was probably stoned. Really good though, so I do need to watch that original, definitely. But yeah, Joan of Arc looks good. Looks like a streaming one for me, but I'm very curious, especially that synth soundtrack and the fact that the actress previously portrayed Joan of Arc when she was younger with a heavy metal soundtrack. Like, that just is such a what is happening thing that it has my interest. Buffet Infinity, this is a story made up entirely of ads on TV.
Oh, cool.
Like local ads. And I really want to watch it. I'm not going to go through the plot, not that there's very much. We've got an early 2023 cut of the film, unused fake ads, promo videos, Q&A at the Fantasia Film Festival, storyboard and animatics to scenes. That's that always intrigues me. Commentaries with director Simon Glassman and producer Mike Peterson. I don't know what it means by commentaries. Like, is it two different commentaries, or they have multiple commentaries together? I don't understand. Kate and Kit video interviews with Ahmed and Mike Peterson. Don't know what that means. Essay by Tori Potenza, and that's it. Intriguing, but I need a little bit more information. Like, is that commentaries for, like, specific short, like, commercials from the film, or what? I don't know. But still one of those movies that I'm very excited to finally watch. Not through limited edition, though, because that's already sold out. And then finally, The Acid Eaters and Space Thing from AGFA. I'm always down for AGFA releases. I'm immediately so on board. This looks great.
Yeah.
Like, just like the scan here looks pristine. Let's see. A double dose of psychotropic anti-time capsules from producer David F. Friedman and director Byron Mabe of She-Freak fame. She-Freak's okay. Billed as the first Hollywood underground film, The Acid Eaters tells the mind-expanding story of a group of working-class swingers, including Pat Barrington from Orgy of the Dead, who drop acid and melt into sex, knife fights, and a literal trip to hell. Then it's time to blast off with Space Thing, a warped homage to 1960s sci-fi and pulp fiction that follows Colonel James Granilla as he hops a flying saucer and enjoys close encounters of every kind with a crew of space dolls. AGFA and Something Weird are overjoyed to bring these campy Friedman gems to Blu-ray for the first time in psychedelic color and newly restored from their original 35mm camera negatives. Love to see it. So probably not a lot of extras. We've got an archival commentary with Something Weird founder Mike Vraney and David F. Friedman. We've got an archival audio commentary with Mike Vraney and David F. Friedman. So both of them are on commentaries for both features. Then we've got shorts from the Something Weird SVHS archive, Drug Freaks, which is 18 minutes, and This Is the Moon, which is 10 minutes. Trailers for both features, a photo gallery, and a booklet with essays by Britt Ruart and Something Weird's Lisa Petrucci. And that's about it. Cool. This is exactly what it says on the tin, and I kind of want it. Anyway, that's it for Vinegar Syndrome. Let's just go through some quick Blu-ray news again, and then finally we'll be able to actually talk about something.
Sorry, guys.
Magic is coming to 4K Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Of course, we can't show Anthony Hopkins for licensing purposes.
You know, ironically enough, I've actually come into this movie, and I wonder if it's because of this release or whatever. Suddenly it's been being brought up to my attention. I've never seen it.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, God. Let's see what we got here. We've got a new 4K.
I actually almost even watched it this week.
Oh,
I came really close. It was that or Mimics. Do you know about this movie?
Mimics?
Yeah, it's in my watch list. It's another puppet movie that just came out in the last year, and it's not good.
Oh, okay. So we got a new 4K restoration from the OCN, plus new audio commentary from film critic Drew McWeeny, plus audio commentary with film critics Emily Higgins and Billy Dunham. And that is it.
That's a cool cover.
It's an alright cover, yeah.
You can't show Anthony Hopkins. You can't show Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, I think that you have to pay extra fees for that sort of thing. The logo's a bit weird, but yeah, it's looks about right. Yeah, it's coming October 6th. That's the main point. October 6th, new Magic 4K Blu-ray. The Blair Witch Project is getting a limited edition Blu-ray from Lionsgate Limited.
Naturally, this would be the 99 version, right?
Yes,
99, because there is another Blair Witch Project.
As much as I would love to have Book of Shadows on Glorious as part of a Glorious Blair Witch collection, because Book of Shadows fucking rules.
No comment.
This is just the original Blair Witch Project. Now this one's coming October 13th, just in time for Halloween season. And this is interesting. So we've got the filmmaker-approved restored theatrical cut and a festival cut, newly restored from the original High 8 videotapes and 16mm film elements, plus an original 35mm theatrical exhibition version. So 3 versions of the film. And then we've got interviews with filmmakers and actors Joshua Leonard and Michael C. Williams. Some various featurettes that don't have descriptions, but they're called Expanded Lore, The Matt Blasey Project, Mythos, External Impact, Iconic Artifacts, The Blair Witch Project at Mopop, and Film is Life, a tribute to cinematographer Neil Fredericks. Beyond that, we've got legacy audio commentary with directors Eduardo Sanchez and Daniel Myrick, producer Rob Cowie, and co-producer Michael Manello, only included on the original 35mm theatrical version. Then we've got Curse of the Blair Witch mockumentary, Sticks and Stones, an exploration of the Blair Witch legend, Blair Witch Legacy. These are all archival extras. Analog horror in a digital world, deleted scenes, Con 1999, archived directors interviews, and just something called directors interviews. This is not a great description of anything. Fear sections, alternate endings, B-roll, and 4 theatrical trailers. And it comes in a spiffy little Lionsgate Limited set. Not a huge Lionsgate Limited guy, but looks like a good set for Blair Witch fans. All you Blair heads, this is what you're looking for. Finally, when it comes to Blu-ray news, we've got one last label to talk about, and that is Arrow Video. And your boy.
Yes.
Your boy.
I was right. I actually was going to bring this up. I mean, we are talking, of course, about Last Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Last Boy Scout is coming out on a 4K. I believe I saw a cover to it, what it might look like. The other side of this is one of those flip covers. But it was really interesting. But anyways, very excited about this. Is it the unrated cut or whatever, extended cut?
Well, let's see. So first off, these are all October releases, so just throwing that out there. This one will be on the U.S. streets on October 13th. And it's a 4K Blu-ray. It's a new 4K restoration from the original 35mm camera negative by Arrow Films, approved by Director of Photography Ward Russell. Let's see here. Brand new audio commentary by film critics Josh Nelson and Martin Pedler. And then some, a newly filmed interview with screenwriter Shane Black. A newly filmed interview with actress Danielle Harris. A newly filmed appreciation by film historian Stephanie Moizakis. I don't know. I'm editor of Tony Scott, The Style and the Substance. Shane Black at the American Cinematheque, an onstage interview from Beyond Fest 2025, in which he discusses his career with film historian Jim Hemphill.
Ooh.
We got a selection of scenes from a pre-release work print version of the film. And then some theatrical trailers, image galleries, original screenplay. That's cool. I would love for the original screenplay to come as a booklet. That's something that I always wish for with releases like this, and I never get.
What do you think what is the alternate?
Well, that you just have it on screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Of any, usually if it has a script, it comes with the. I got a script for, I think, Gone Girl.
Gone Girl, yeah. The Criterion.
So I think it was something like that, yeah. And I love that too, but I've never seen it through screen before.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I didn't know they did that, but
this is another one of those problems where like you get the bullet points, but you don't really get the full picture.
yeah.
And they're also putting out a standard issue or a Blu-ray, a normal Blu-ray. Does not say. Does not say if it's. Is there a director's cut of Last Boy Scout?
So I think you nailed it in the lost scenes. You said.
Yeah.
I think what they saw was that with those scenes in the movie, and they just took them out.
Oh, okay. So
I don't know why.
So
I don't know why,
print.
but a work print. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think they can technically call it an extended or unrated.
Yeah, if it's just a work print, I'm not too worried about it. Then October 20th, we've got Future World 4K coming out. That's all I got to say about that. The Frighteners getting a 4K.
Do you know that The Frighteners just celebrated 30 years this week?
I didn't know that.
I believe so. 96? I'm not the best with that.
That tracks.
Yeah. Starring really two actors I really, really like. Mr. Jeffrey Combs and Troy Evans, who I've met both of them.
Doesn't look like anything too new. There are the disc 2 features an open matte version.
What's an open matte version?
It just means that it's not matted.
Ah.
It means that you can see like technically it is not necessarily a good thing because you can see like the boom mic and shit, but it depends on how it's filmed.
Cool.
So I don't know if it was filmed to be open matte for whatever reason. I assume that must be the case because they're including it on the Blu-ray.
So this is like one of my favorite Peter Jackson movies. I absolutely love this movie. I watched it all the time as a kid. I have very fond memories of this movie.
I have good memories. I don't know.
Well, this and I'm thinking of A Dark Man with Sam Raimi. These movies, like Sam Raimi had Spider-Man, Peter Jackson had Lord of the Rings, but they made these other movies beforehand. You know, you got your Evil Dead and whatnot, but Frighteners was one of those. I was like, who did this? And I was like, Peter Jackson, and I started learning about who he was because of that.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. I need to revisit it.
It's a rated R Ghostbusters. Man, Jeffrey Combs. He fucking kills it.
It doesn't look like there's really anything new here.
That sucks. But
it looks like it's all ported over. Yeah, like you got a 10th anniversary introduction to the film by Peter Jackson, stuff like that.
Yeah, that was he did that when they re-released it.
Feature-length documentary produced in 2022. The Making of the Frighteners, which is an exhaustive 225-minute documentary. Wow. Which just, like, it's stacked just by virtue of having the archival.
Yeah.
You don't need any new bonus features.
Yeah.
I kind of want the Frighteners 4K, actually. And then the Monster Squad is also getting a new 4K. That's October 12th. Again, nothing new, but plenty to sink your teeth into. I remember the DVD being pretty packed when that came out.
So it all just transfers over.
Yeah. And then beyond the Monster Squad, you've got Cujo. That's getting a 4K Blu-ray. Again, nothing new, but tons of archival stuff. And a Chinese Ghost Story trilogy 4K Blu-ray. That's a strong maybe. That comes out October 26th. We've got brand new audio commentaries with James Mudge, brand new interviews, or at least a brand new interview with screenwriter Yun Kai-chi. Got a brand new feature-length documentary on the film's star, Leslie Chung. This is for Chinese Ghost Story Part 1. Brand new interview with Hong Kong cinema expert Grady Hendrix. And then archival stuff for Chinese Ghost Story 2. Beyond the commentary track, it looks like we got a brand new interview with Grady Hendrix. A brand new interview with Hong Kong cinema expert David West. And then Chinese Ghost Story 3, again, we've got a commentary track with James Mudge, but we've also got a bunch of archival stuff, plus Grady Hendrix interview and a David West interview. So pretty jam-packed Chinese Ghost Story trilogy. Where's the The cover looks fine. And then finally, Arrow Video, Enter the Video Store, Video Vengeance. Let's see, we've got... I'm not going to go through all the details on these, but we've got Ministry of Vengeance, The Final Alliance, Rotor, Hangfire, and Joshua Tree. And Rotor is the only one of those I've even heard of. So I'm very curious to see more about those. I'll be paying attention to Blu-ray.com's coverage of this particular release. But 2K restorations of most of the films, and decent extras. We got brand new commentary tracks for all of them, it looks like. Oh wait, maybe not for Joshua Tree. For Joshua Tree, it's an archival commentary track. Meh. Neat.
Down there is the cover. That's what I was seeing for Last Boy Scout.
Got that.
That's cool.
Cover.
Look at that. What is that? Is that a book?
Yeah, it's a booklet.
It's not a script.
Doesn't look like a script. It looks like a normal booklet.
Okay.
It says there's a booklet in there, so that I don't think we're getting the original script as a booklet.
Gotcha.
Future World, Monster Squad. Monster Squad from afar, it looks like a weed movie.
Yeah. I wonder if that's done on purpose.
I don't know. Of course, has the classic moment where Dracula calls a little girl a bitch.
Yeah, this is a Fred Decker movie who ended up doing RoboCop 3.
Yeah. Monster Squad, really good movie. A little inconsequential, but still really great. Also, does it have Wolfman's Got Nards?
The documentary?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, Wolfman's Got Nards is disc 2. That's pretty dope.
Look at that Frighteners cover.
Got Frighteners.
With a book.
Of course, the Arrow Video Store. I'm not going to buy this. I don't have space for it, but it's cool nonetheless. Cujo. Good stuff. Anyway, moving on. Spider-Man!
All right, movie news. Let's just get Spider-Man out of the way with everything.
Okay.
It's a very Spider-Man heavy week. It's kind of fortunately and unfortunately being a very Spider-Man heavy episode. There's a couple of things to talk about. From the recent success of Spider-Man Brand New Day, it just crossed 1 billion in 6 days, so very clearly the majority of you have probably seen it this week. I say we talk about its box office, what it did to the other movies surrounding it, as well as our reviews for it.
So you want to do the reviews?
Yeah, I just kind of want to get it. I just kind of want to get them out of the way at once.
Well, first off, made $1 billion. Good for Spidey.
You know what? Good for Spidey.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was one of the more better Marvel efforts, so it deserves that. I don't want to say that I'm shocked. I'm not really shocked. I think that's what's more interesting is the Odyssey and the Odyssey success. Despite Spider-Man, I believe we ate our words. I think it crossed 1 billion.
The Odyssey?
Yeah. How much did it make?
Oh shit, I don't have a thing for that.
Well, I was just wondering because
You can just go to Box Office Mojo. So currently, worldwide, almost 1 billion.
it's going to make it, you think?
I think it can make an additional 80 million. Yeah, sure.
All right, well, shout out to my boy Brian who said that it would make 1 billion, and I said I don't think it would. But we were talking about because of the rating and whatnot. But the reason why I bring this up at the same time is the comparison between the two. First of all, Spider-Man Brand New Day, PG-13. Spider-Man's got those IMAX sales, Marvel behind it, and the future of whatever's going to happen with X-Men. Everybody wants to know based off of this movie. But, what was your take on this movie? We saw it, I think, on the same day.
I thought it was good. I'm a big Spider-Man fan.
Really?
Spider-Man, probably my favorite superhero.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I grew up loving Spider-Man. Always been a Spider-Man fan since I can remember.
Uh-huh.
Didn't love this movie. I was a little put off by for one thing, it very much felt its runtime. Like,
Do we have to call a spoiler alert?
I don't.
It's tough because a lot of people have seen it, and it's kind of hard to talk about. I don't want to be honest.
We could wait and do a spoiler alert segment at the end.
Sure. Okay.
So maybe we do wait to give our like big opinions, but for right now, thought it was good, solid 3 out of 5. Nothing special. The villain is very weak sauce in my opinion. Thematically, it all works, but I don't know that I needed the themes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I really obviously you're going to get something thematic out of it, and again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers. I really just want a Spider-Man fighting Spider-Man bad guys movie.
So
I don't know how that's so hard.
You wanted the first 10 minutes to be a whole movie.
Basically, I'm okay with a little bit more subversion. Obviously, I'm always championing subversion in cinema. This to me felt like a backdoor pilot for a show everyone's going to watch anyway. That was my big takeaway. The Spider-Man, the actual action sequences when they come around are great.
Yeah.
I actually saw this in 3D because all the other screenings were
So did I.
Yeah, was it because all the screenings were sold
Well,
out?
yeah, absolutely. Actually, that's what. Did you do AMC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my problem was the only screenings that were not seats against the screen were the 3D screenings.
That's crazy. I saw it in 3D, and I sat there and thought to myself, "Holy shit! I hadn't seen a 3D movie in a long time because everybody's releasing stuff in IMAX." And so it was kind of refreshing for this to be the 3D movie that I kind of come back to, because Spider-Man's built really well for 3D.
Yeah, and I would say the 3D works really well.
Yeah.
I would say if you don't have a problem with 3D,
this might be one of the better ways to see it.
It looks great. All the flying through the air and shit looks amazing. I don't know if that's just they filmed it that way, or it's because we've gotten that good at 3D at post-processing. I don't know what the case is, but looks great. And I would say it's some of the best Spider-Man action we've ever seen. I'm going to be a bit of this is going to just destroy my credibility. I still think Amazing Spider-Man 2 has probably the best Spidey action. And I would say Spider-Man 2 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 are the two kings when it comes to just Spider-Man. Devoid of what goes on. I mean, obviously Spider-Man 2 is one of the best of the bunch. That's a given. I think that's, out of the live action films, that's the best one. With Into the Spider-Verse being the top overall. And you could argue that has the better Spider-Man action, I guess. But as far as live action Spidey's goes, Spider-Man 2 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 are my favorites. But Brand New Day absolutely puts in the effort. The Spidey suit looks great. Flying through the air looks great. It's amazing to see him actually doing shit in New York City, which you'd think that would be a prerequisite for these movies, but nope. Yeah, I don't know. What did you think?
I liked it. I liked it for the most part. I am not a Spider-Man fan. I have seen all the Spider-Mans. I'm just so used to high school Peter Parker, so this is a much more grown-up concept, and we were prepared for that coming in. He pretty much left high school, I believe, before No Way Home.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crime that we don't get college Peter Parker, because college Peter Parker to me is the standard. It's either high school or college. School Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, when he becomes a teacher later, that's also really great. I would love to see. I mean, Tom Holland, I'm not sure he could pull off teacher, but I would love to see that iteration of Spider-Man. In universe, he's getting that age, so it could work. But
These movies are really, I mean, the closest I can compare it to, and I say these movies, I mean the MCU. The closest thing I could compare it to is Iron Man 2, which is they take out a checklist and they just check off the things that they need to touch base on or address, and they add characters. They sprinkle in characters to help make these make this checklist. So like Hulk gets his screen time, Frank Castle gets his screen time. Like they kind of come in evenly, but then it doesn't become a Spider-Man movie almost in a way. I guess it becomes an MCU movie.
Yeah.
And like Iron Man 2 was really one of the first to do that, and it bothered me much more then than it does now. At least these are much more interesting characters to interact and interweave with. But I miss my Sam Raimi Spider-Mans when it was just inverse and it was all about Spider-Man only and not a bigger idea.
Yeah. I think Mad Mike has a great point. He says, I would have loved more exploring the conversation between Peter and Dr. Banner. I feel like, yeah, that, I mean, it
we got robbed of Dr. Banner.
Yeah, I was definitely much more interested in the Pete and Banner stuff than I was with everything involving the actual antagonist.
Yeah.
Or antagonists, really.
And that's really a point of view, because when we get to spoilers, I'm curious as to which character you're referring to. This movie has maybe 4 or 5 villains.
Well, but the antagonist for the story, there's really only 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you've got the initial antagonist, and you've got the big reveal twist,
antagonist, yeah.
which is is one of those twists that just like you see coming 10 miles away.
Yeah, I saw coming when they casted the actor or actress or whatever.
Where did Hulk go after that big fight? The hospital.
Oh, the hospital. Yeah, I bet you they're going to continue this idea somewhere else. They're going to start with the hospital. By the by, I did hear or read one of the more interesting trivia aspects of it is there's a sequence in which Spider-Man gets hurt, has to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I believe that there's been a little chatter online about the fact that they discover him in the hospital with his mask off, and that wouldn't make any sense or something like that. There is a deleted sequence involving Rosario Dawson's character from Daredevil, which is, I believe, how they explained that. So I don't know if we'll ever see that sequence later, but big Rosario Dawson fan over here.
But yeah, it made $1 billion. Moving on. Oh yeah, more Marvel shit.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying is this is an unfortunate week for news because Spider-Man caused such a ripple that there's other news affected from this. Samara Weaving is playing Emma Frost in the X-Men reboot. This is the guaranteed happening. She got cast, but this conversation, this casting has sparked the revelation of the casting rumors for the other characters.
Man, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, I like Samara Weaving. Do I need her in an X-Men movie? Not
That's
really.
A bummer.
I like her career as is. I mean, good for her for getting the bag. You know what? She's gonna make a shitload of money.
I feel like these movies are really just job security.
Yeah,
because they'll be working for the next 10 years. But it's unfortunate to see that some of the names that are kind of lined up with this. Chris Melton.
Who's he playing?
Beast.
When did that come out?
They're talking about casting rumors for X-Men.
Oh, casting rumors. Okay.
But like it's on multiple sources that these are the names being talked about.
I have not seen a single fucking thing. Charles Melton.
Charles Melton. Sorry about that.
Is that Charles Melton? Is that the
guy? He just was recently in Beef.
Wait, was he also? Wait a second. Yeah, he was the guy in fucking Her Private Hell.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's being brought up for Beast.
He seems fine.
I kept hearing rumors linking. Oh, there we go. Kaylee. I don't know how to say her name.
That's Spaney.
Have they been cast? Or...
No, this is bullshit.
Okay.
This is just rumor farming. Here's the thing. Anytime you see a fucking check mark next to someone's name on Twitter, they're gonna make money. Like that's their thing, is that they can make money off their posts.
Okay.
And so anytime, like, it's engagement farming, and that I can almost guarantee is what, like, okay, this is per Apoc Horseman. Okay, this one doesn't have a check mark, so they might be legit, a legit leaker. I don't know all the leakers by name, so they could be a legit leaker.
They want Cooper Hoffman, but Cooper Hoffman himself, during marketing for "I Want Your Sex," has said no. There it is, right there.
Yeah, which, I mean, he kind of has to say no, even if that's, I mean, so
until
who
the
knows?
announcement.
I don't know. I get very. Oh, you're right. There's more. Okay,
That's what I'm saying. It's
So-
a ripple effect.
ah,
That's why this week sucks with news. That's
This
all.
week's-
That's all it is.
this week is balls.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Um.
Otherwise, if there's something else to talk about, I'd love to talk about it.
Oh, Mad Mike again. Great point. The cast will most likely be announced at D23 next
yes.
weekend.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
Um.
Bill Skarsgård for Professor X is a name I keep hearing. Adam Driver, I've heard again for Mr. Sinister.
Come on. It's just it's rumor mongering. It's engagement farming. So yeah, Mahershala
And then
Ali.
Indy Neverett for Mystique.
Yeah, she's gonna be.
That would be a great Mystique, to be honest
Yeah,
with
she
you.
would be a great mistake. That's true.
But
So Mahershala Ali confirmed that he, when we say he confirmed it, he like destroyed Marvel.
yeah.
Does it have the full quote here? It looks like it does.
Yeah, I heard that quote too, yeah.
Let's see here. When I look at this and Blade, I could have done both, and the reason this even exists is because the project fell apart, and Bassam had the time, space, energy, and focus to go and write this and reapproach me. Biscuit. Let me go to the GQ article, because this is what I did a video on this, and you have to subscribe to continue. God damn it. Okay, I ran out of my free views, apparently.
Son of a bitch!
Anyway, who cares? He has a long quote where he basically says, yeah, I'm out. If they wanted to make it, they could have made it. They have $1 billion.
Yeah, they have the time, money, and energy. They could have made it.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, it was in pre-production. They built sets. They had casting down. Like, unless there's some story, like, I could see a world where Mahershala Ali is too hands-on, where it becomes a problem. Because, of course, the thing about Marvel is it's Kevin Feige's show that he runs.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm gathering is most likely that he was spread too thin with all the fucking Marvel projects being made and just didn't put enough attention on Blade and it fell apart. There could be the possibility that Mahershala Ali is too hands-on and that kept getting the ball passed forward. I don't know. None of us do. But either way, this, I guess, is sad. I mean, it would have been cool to see Mia Goth versus Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to get a proper Blade movie in the MCU. It'd be cool to get something R-rated that's not fucking Deadpool. But at the same time, I can't even say that it would be a waste to make the movie, because what's a waste is how much of Mahershala Ali's career was wasted waiting on this project.
Yeah.
It's just a nightmare.
It also raises
And yeah, there were rumors that Ali didn't like the script, and that it wasn't quite what he wanted. So, like, there's every possibility that, you know, it was creative control being kind of pulled back and forth. I'm not entirely sure, but
I hope you're not finished with the Marvel news.
I am.
Is it?
That's it.
What about Sony?
Oh, well, okay. We don't need a fucking article for that. Sony, back in like 2024,
I thought that they'd already done.
They
this
already said
with the last Venom movie.
Well, they said like after Kraven they're done.
Yeah.
And now it's come out as like, I guess, super official.
It's super official that Sony's pulled all the villain separate movies, which this is good news. These movies are not good. I mean, I understand it's my opinion, but Craven, Madam Web, Morbius.
Yeah. I like Madam Web, by the way. Let's see. What did my Lokester said? Totally off the current cinema. I saw two Tarkovsky films: Solaris at the Prince Charles Cinema in London, and Sacrifice at my tiny community-run cinema. Act 1. I seem to have become addicted. Tarkovsky's a fun thing to get addicted to, man. I actually, I've still never seen Andrei Rublev, and I feel like a fucking poser for that, because I've seen so many fucking garbage movies, but I haven't seen all of Tarkovsky's fairly small filmography.
There's a news thing that I didn't chime in to talk about that maybe you could actually take a second to explain. We have not one but two Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, I have this.
Why?
Up here somewhere.
Why is this?
Do I not? Maybe I don't have it.
Yeah, I forgot to put it in this morning.
I had a Nightmare on Elm Street news, and then I think I got rid of it because I didn't care. Oh wait, no, there it is. All right. Warner Brothers reportedly developing international Nightmare on Elm Street movie with Lee Cronin. Yeah, there's basically.
Can you explain this better?
Um,
This merger has caused a rift.
So Paramount wants to make a new Nightmare movie based on Wes Craven's original screenplay for the original movie. And while that's happening, Warner Brothers, who has the international rights to Nightmare on Elm Street, they're developing their own, again, kind of assuming that the Paramount merger doesn't happen, I guess. It's hard to say. I don't understand Warner Brothers like what they're doing here. Like maybe they're not as into being sold to Paramount as was initially expressed, or maybe I don't know. But the main thing is it's Paramount versus Warner Brothers, and whoever wins will theoretically get that version of a Nightmare on Elm Street. That's if these projects don't fall apart entirely, which I think is very likely to happen. So where does it? Blah blah blah. Oh, they don't really go into the thing I was uncertain about, which is what Lee Cronin's would look like. But basically, yeah. It's two different iterations. One is a little bit more different, and one is a bit more adhering to the original. And I would hope for the original one, or like for one that goes a more original path, but I don't know.
This is kind of a bummer.
I guess. I mean,
I don't want two Freddy Kruegers.
Well, but we're not going to get two.
We're going to get one?
Yeah.
Playing in two movies?
No, we're going to get one from whoever wins.
Got you. Okay, I see.
Although, actually, okay, but they have internet. Okay, this is a little confusing. So Paramount has the actual rights to the Wes Craven
estate,
and Warner Brothers has the international distribution rights. So really, no, wait, Warner Brothers has more.
New Line and Warner Brothers.
What does Paramount have? Wait,
international rights.
No, because Warner Brothers has international rights.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
I think Paramount just is assuming that they're getting Warner Brothers. So the Paramount version will only happen if they buy Warner Brothers.
Got you.
Sorry,
it's confusing. That's why I wanted you to explain.
So if we get Paramount buying Warner Brothers, we'll probably get something more akin to the original Nightmare on Elm Street. If Warner Brothers doesn't get sold, then we'll probably get the Lee Cronin or whatever. But the main thing is, and as if on cue, Mad Mike posts, this sounds like the Friday the 13th rights clusterfuck. Kinda, yeah. Not quite as big of a problem. This is more just like we gotta wait until one of the companies wins out on this little battle. Although it's hardly a battle because Warner Brothers is actively trying to get bought out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
This is something I find so hard to care about.
Okay.
This is a good, but this actually explains it. This is a quote. Sources with knowledge of the matter think Paramount figured that by the time their movie got underway, the Warner Mount would have closed and Warner's would be compelled to release the Paramount version overseas, but Warner's Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi didn't care for that plan. Now they're looking to make their own movie, which they can only distribute overseas, and are in talks with Lee Cronin to produce, write, and direct. That'll never happen. There's no way that happens. We're not going to get a Nightmare on Elm Street for the domestic market and a Nightmare on Elm Street for the international market. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
No one would do that. So this is just a dumb story. And we're going to move on. Borman and the Devil documentary. There's going to be a documentary about Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Which is a movie you like.
I like Exorcist 2, The Heretic quite a bit. It's really weird and really fun. I don't understand the hatred for it. But that's going to be opening limited September 4th. And then we'll presumably get a nice Blu-ray release and all that jazz.
Look at those people they're interviewing.
Let's see. We've got John Borman, Linda Blair, Louise Fletcher, Karen Kusama, Joe Dante, Mike Flanagan, and more.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Not quite there yet.
Yes.
The X-Files.
I forgot to put this on my list, guys.
August 14th.
How exciting is this?
This is very exciting. We are 9 days away from the X-Files, I want to believe, Wrack Frankenstein. The R-rated director's cut of the second and, at this point, last X-Files movie.
Yes.
Which I remember thinking was fine.
No. So, listen, I Want to Believe is a great movie. I really love that movie. And then, not I Want to Believe, Fight the Future. Fight the Future is a great movie. I love that movie. The 98 version, first one, I think is awesome. This movie, when it came out in 2008, was severely, I don't want to say disappointed. I felt it was underwhelming.
Yeah, that was kind of the general consensus, was that it was underwhelming.
But there's another version. In fact, there's an R-rated version. And so now I'm strongly wondering if they had a better version that they weren't allowed to show because it was too dark.
Oh, right. And it released the same time as The Dark Knight. What a fucking terrible idea that was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show the trailer because we're just going to have to cut it out anyway.
But I meant to text you about this. This is pretty exciting. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I don't know if I'll be watching it on August 14th because I barely watch movies at all right now, but...
And that's cool because if I'm doing a Letterboxd review, this is technically a new movie.
Yeah. I even wonder if there'll be a separate Letterboxd entry for it. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was underwhelming. That's true, Mad Mike. It was underwhelming because they were in the thick of it. They had a whole alien storyline, and this has nothing to do with the alien storyline.
It was like
at all.
It was like a separate show.
Yeah, it was like a Monster of the Week episode of the show.
Which was cool if they did 3 of those.
Yeah. Also coming soon in 2027, Matthias Marchetti, whose movies I'm gonna try to find and watch because he makes these. He's a Brazilian filmmaker, and he makes these very homoerotic looking horror pictures, and I'm very curious about them. And we follow each other on Twitter. That's where I got this news from. But he calls it a feverish dream about the words of Oscar Wilde. That's a translation from Portuguese, so that might be a little off. That might just be an adaptation of Oscar Wilde. But it's called Dorian Gray or Narcissus Through the Looking Glass. It's coming in 2027. I have nothing else to say about it because it's literally all the news I got. But I'll follow up with Matthias, whatever, and see if I can get some more information about that for the next show. The Mummy 4 adds franchise veterans Kevin J. O'Connor and Oded Frere.
How?
Exactly. How?
I don't know about Oded Fair. Did he pass in the movie?
Well, no.
But Kevin J. O'Connor didn't even make it to the second one.
Yeah, Ardeth Bay could certainly return. Benny just dies in the first movie. Now, I did see someone pointed out it is a movie, a franchise about mummies.
About resurrecting.
So, totally could come back, but my biggest question is why?
Yeah, why? It's not how, but why.
Like, are we just doing, is this just going to be...
You're trying to really focus on nostalgia of part one when part two was the bigger hit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like using this word, but it feels like nostalgia slop.
Yeah.
It just feels like, oh, you want some nostalgia,
that's
kid?
That's kind of a bummer because the Mummy has something going on moving forward, not reflecting backward. And this guy from Obsession, Michael Johnson's still in talks.
Yeah. Anyway, that's cool. Don't care. We've got a new trailer, or first trailer for Violent Night 2. Violent Night 1 was just fine, and I assume this will also be just fine. It's coming to theaters December 4th.
Yep. I like David Harbour, but the movie was fine. For my money, Fat Man is a much more.
I still haven't seen Fat Man.
It's better.
That might be one of my Christmas movies this year.
Yeah, I think you'll dig that.
I should. You know what I should do? I should try this December to watch
only Christmas movies.
Well, not only Christmas movies, but to get through the Christmas movies I haven't seen.
Okay.
Which I don't even know. Actually, you know what? Let's open up. Let's go to Letterboxd. Let's just type in Christmas. Let's let it load for 5 fucking years. There we go. Lists. This will work. This is a giant. Or should I go with Sally Jane Black's?
There's one already that I see that I haven't seen, and you're gonna think I'm crazy because I've always wanted to. Which is that one there on the top.
Tangerine?
No, on the top.
It's a Wonderful Life.
I've seen this one.
You mentioned the Muppet Christmas Carol.
I've
before.
never seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this.
I really want to.
You're a fucking loser. Is that
Tangerine? I've seen.
What the fuck is this? Okay, there's options. Anyway, so yeah, that's coming to theaters. Bad Lieutenant Tokyo teaser trailer Takashi Miike.
Oh, nice. Lily James.
Yeah, Lily James. Shun Oguri from Godzilla vs. Kong. Liv Morgan from the WWE. And a bunch of other names are all in this Takashi Miike Bad Lieutenant movie. Have you seen Bad Lieutenant?
I've seen Bad Lieutenant. I've seen Bad Lieutenant.
Port of Call, New Orleans? Hell yeah. Well, we've got the latest. We've got the trilogy.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I love that this franchise... Did
Werner Herzog do Port of New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't they, like, done by pretty good directors?
Yeah, Abel Ferreira did the first one. Good directors who are noted for being kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And that I'm so pumped. Here, we can watch one trailer. Why not?
Oh, just one trailer.
Just one little itty bitty trailer.
Cold-blooded psychopath.
I mean, come on. Give it to me now. It looks like a Takashi Miike movie, but like from a decade ago, which is exactly what I need. Because the funny thing about Takashi Miike is like his more recent movies are like Japanese video game adaptations and shit, like in like manga adaptations, and like more not family friendly necessarily, but more less along the lines of Audition and Dead or Alive and stuff like that. He kind of left that behind in a weird way, and this looks more akin to what we want from a Takashi Miike movie. So I am so on board. And yeah, I totally agree. Would love to see just a whole bunch of Bad Lieutenant movies from all kinds of international filmmakers.
Yeah, I think that'd be a cool.
And that's it for our news.
Is it?
That's it for our news.
Yeah. So, Letterboxd.
Do you want to do first, or should I go first?
Go for it.
Okay. I think I talked about Her Private Hell.
Yeah.
Right?
So only 3 movies, huh?
And I talked about Hades Town.
4 movies.
Yeah, Hades Town was. I'm gonna probably get blowback for this, but I thought it was pretty good. I didn't find the music to be quite as earwormy as I was anticipating.
You gave it 3.5.
Like, it's a really well done stage show, and it's, I think, one of my biggest, not problems per se, but I was watching it and I was thinking, well, this is just the story of Orpheus. There's really nothing new here, except for it's like a jazzy, like 1920s aesthetic, but that's about it. It's cool, but it did not. I like all the reviews are like 5 stars, fawning over it, and for me, it's a good musical. Really well staged, some cool theatrical aspects. The way that the center of the stage goes up and down, and like they have like this turning, this like Lazy Susan, this automated Lazy Susan as well. It's cool, and the songs are strong. And except for Reeve Carney, all the characterizations are strong. I love Patrick Page. He's great. Love that he's in a boot because he broke his fucking like Achilles heel or something right before they shot this. Reeve Carney I'm not a big fan of. Reeve Carney, he plays Orpheus and he's fine. So then I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day. We'll talk about that in a minute. Smiley Face is...
You liked it.
I really like Smiley Face.
It's funny. It's really funny.
It's a really funny weed comedy. It's
I did. Were you the one who asked me what my favorite Anna Faris role was, and I said Smiley Face is one of them? I thought she's great in it.
Yeah, she's amazing in Smiley Face. This is a Greg Araki movie.
Oh, that's the other thing. That's why we were talking about it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to work my way through Greg Araki's filmography because I have not been as good about keeping up with his work as I should be. So I'm trying to make up for that. Obviously, I have not done a whole lot more work since then, but I'm working on it. And it's just, Smiley Face is very much like exactly what I want from a weed comedy.
A funny adventure.
Yeah, like that idea, like Pizza, the Pizza Movie was a great example, or a good example of this idea of like someone's really high and they have to do a relatively simple task and things go out of control.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Like fertile ground for, like, I kind of wish I'd done that with Amityville Bong, to be honest. So yeah, I was a big fan of Smiley Face. And then I saw The Invite,
Which I didn't know you'd seen it, and I have heard good things about The Invite.
It's so fucking good. I was waffling between 4.5 and 5 stars.
Really? I'm super interested in this.
It's
so
great.
It's Olivia Wilde's movie.
Yeah, it's Olivia Wilde. She is back on top after what was that fucking Florence Pugh movie that bombed like nobody's business?
Is it?
I'm Sorry, Darling, or not? Something Darling.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Whatever. But she did Booksmart, which was great. And then she did that other fucking sci-fi bullshit. And then she did this. And this is, I don't know if this is better than Booksmart. Booksmart's really fucking great. But it's a very mature, very funny film. Up until the last act gets a little serious. So it's not quite as laugh a minute. But before that, it is laugh a minute. It is so fucking funny. And everyone, like, I would say everyone in the cast Oscar nom. Like, give Seth
Really?
Rogen an Oscar nomination. Give Olivia Wilde an Oscar nomination plus a director's nom. Give Penelope Cruz an Oscar nomination. Give Edward Norton an Oscar nomination. Give the whole production an Oscar nomination. Because, goddamn, it is a fucking masterclass.
You just sold me on this because this came out in the wake of the Odyssey, and when people talk about it, they talk really good about it.
Yeah, I really cannot proselytize for this film enough. It tackles one of my favorite subjects, which is non-monogamy, and does so very well. Could have used some fucking. Small spoiler,
Oh
but
man,
they don't.
that is a spoiler.
They don't like delve into fucking very much. That kind of gets interrupted. And that was a bit of a disappointment. I think going in knowing it gets interrupted might actually be good because you don't get disappointed by the fact that, like, that aspect is thrown aside. But it's thrown aside for good reason and for a lot of catharsis that works really well in context of the film. And yeah. Oh, also just really well shot with a great score. Very minimalist feel, but a lot of attention to the actual filmmaking process, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Invite. Fucking go see it. It is phenomenal.
That's cool. So
Probably
I guess
it's one of my two favorites of the year.
Oh, okay.
The other one being Bone Temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we go to mine, and then we'll talk about Spider-Man at the same time.
Yeah, that works.
So I saw The Devil's Mouth.
Oh yeah, how was that? Not great.
No, no, it wasn't great. I don't know what I gave it. I believe I gave it 2.5. I bet you
That sounds right.
two.
Two.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I like Catherine Newton. That's why I wanted to see it. I was like, oh, I wonder. And she's been on kind of an okay record. I like Ready or Not 2 a lot, and I like Freaky a lot. I thought she was. I think that's her. I think she's good in that.
I don't think I ever finished Freaky. I think I started
It's
it.
hilarious. But The Devil's Mouth. Yeah, I was stoned and at home, and
You thought I could watch a great movie right now.
yeah, but not on my watch.
Yeah. Didn't I
my-
just give you? Don't you have access to the Criterion channel?
Yeah, I did find that. By the way, you're right. I'm a glutton for punishment. I don't know. I sit there and I think this might be so bad that it's good, and then I'm just wrong every time. Every time.
Damn.
Then we got Spider-Man: Brand New Day, which we'll get back to. Then to follow that up, I did Supergirl finally, which I think Supergirl encompasses the issue with superhero movies, which is not an issue per se, but we are just getting a little bit fatigued from this. It's too safe. They're not taking any kind of risks in storytelling, and they're really trying to go by lore. And with Spider-Man: Brand New Day, as I was saying, they're just doing a checklist of stuff that they want to make sure they get. But essentially, same thing with Supergirl. It's not just about her; it's about a bigger world, and that to me that's the one thing I don't necessarily like about these superhero movies. They can't stand alone on their own. Jason Momoa, clearly steals the movie. He's built to do that. Every time he's on screen, it gets a little bit more exciting. But I don't necessarily know that you could do a whole movie with his character.
How's what's her face, the Supergirl?
She's fine. She's not given too much to do is the problem. The other girl that's in there with her is fine. There was a lot of shit talking about the villain, and I thought he was fine. I thought he was okay. It's just, I don't want
It
to.
sounds like you're saying the movie is fine.
It's fine. It's not a dumpster fire like they're saying it is, but it's unfortunate that it's coming out in the middle of all these better ones.
Yeah. And guys, keep in mind, Will's way of rating on Letterboxd is weird as shit.
Yeah.
So a 2.5 is like that's a strong 3, I would say.
It's approaching 3. It depends. Like I like the half. The half gives me the leeway to go back or forth.
Yeah. And for me, a 2.5 is it's a that was fine.
Yeah.
That was whatever. That was take it or leave it.
I wanted to like it. How about that? And that's as much as I could like it.
Oh, Don't Worry, Darling. That's the movie I was trying to think of.
Don't Worry, Darling.
Did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to watch Supergirl soon so that we can have a compare and contrast.
Yeah,
but
I bet you might feel
it's
similar.
just so hard for me to care.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why I didn't do well at the box office. 'Cause, like, I'm over here just like, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah. Leviticus, there's not much to say about it. I did like it, but I kept thinking to myself, man, this movie would have been more impactful maybe 20 years ago.
Did it not have enough hardcore gay sex?
It didn't.
No hardcore gay sex?
There's some light touching.
Ah, lame.
Yeah. It's not the Brokeback Mountain
Lame.
of horror, unfortunately. And then I did Six String Samurai
You did, yeah.
for my first time.
I'm proud of you.
I loved it.
I want to point out...
You gave it a 3, by the way, and
I did.
I was sitting there teetering on the idea of maybe giving it 4. I thought it was inventive, like creative.
Why did I give it a 3? I think my problem is, and I use this word a lot, it feels a little inconsequential by the end. I think that's my big... I think I'm learning that that's my biggest gripe with movies, is when they don't feel consequential. They don't... It doesn't... Like, I watch the movie and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That was good. Moving on. It doesn't necessarily... And Six String Samurai is a very provocative film stylistically. I don't feel like there's a lot going on beyond that style. And I don't know that that style is enough to really hold up an entire feature-length film by itself. I think that the budget kind of gets in the way of that. Also, you've got Jeffrey Falcon. Have him do some, like, crazy shit. I don't feel like he really... And this might be my memory failing me, but I don't recall him doing a lot of crazy martial arts shit. And Jeffrey Falcon, insane martial artist.
I don't know he's an insane martial artist. They don't really...
Yeah, he has a fight with Cynthia Rothrock in some movie. I don't remember which one. It might have been a Michelle Yeoh movie. It might have been a Jackie Chan movie. I don't remember. But he's in one of them, and he has a crazy fight, and he's so good. He has... I mean, and that's... I say that. He has multiple Hong Kong films. I could easily just click on his fucking name. Let's see.
That's what he looks like, huh?
Yeah, he... Now I'm wondering if I don't know. It might be Inspector Wears Skirts. It could be Outlaw Brothers that I'm thinking of. I honestly... Maybe... Oh, it has to be Lady Reporter. Maybe? Or She Shoots Straight. Maybe Lady Reporter, because that has Cynthia Rothrock. I guess it's Lady Reporter. Maybe I've only seen the fight scene. Either which way. He has a bunch of Hong Kong movies, as you can tell. And he fucking kicks ass.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, another problem I have with the movies. It doesn't fully utilize its star either.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't familiar with him, and I thought that this movie was super creative, and I really liked it.
It's fun. It's a fun flick.
It just was one of those things where, shout out to my friend Matt, he was watching it, and that's one of those movies where if you used to rent movies from the video store, for whoever remembers those days, and you would constantly walk by a movie, and the cover's like, you look at it and you're like, wonder what that's about, and you never get to it. This is one of those things where it's like, I kind of want to see this, otherwise I'll never think about it again.
What did you watch it on?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah,
okay.
my friend was it was on YouTube.
I have a 4K Blu-ray right there.
What?
Right, wherever the S's are. Well, I did anyway. I don't know where my Six Strings... Oh, it's... Where the fuck is my Six String Samurai?
Where the fuck is it?
Okay, I must have put it somewhere. But I have the Vinegar Syndrome release of Six String Samurai.
And that's pretty much, in a nutshell, like, it was a light week for me. Do you know why? It's because I was getting ready for Brand New Day by watching the other 3.
Okay, so now we got to talk about Brand New Day.
Okay, now this is
this is
spoilers. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. I don't think we'll give away like the actual ending, but we got to talk about the antagonists. And
to nobody's surprise,
to the shock of no one, the villain is Jean Grey. Which, when they had that reveal, they have this like this big moment for the audience to gasp.
Yeah.
Where they find this file, and it's like, what's her name? Jean Elaine Grey.
Pause.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah.
Okay.
Same things in the movie.
You know, it's interesting. They could have not said her name, and I don't think anybody would have been like, I wonder who that was. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that it's Jean Grey. I guess it's like, I don't know. I just don't find Jean Grey as a character all that interesting. Comic book nerds come crucify me, I guess, but I just don't give a fuck about Jean Grey.
I like Sadie Sink and I like Jean Grey. I don't know if I like Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. I mean, I guess there's not much. We don't have much with her enough to know.
Yeah, I feel like there was so much going into not reveal, like leading to this twist that it takes away from the actual characterization. And I feel like they could have like revealed that it was Jean Grey within the first 10 minutes and been fine.
Yeah.
It still wouldn't help the fact that she's a lackluster antagonist, but we might have had time to actually like explore her, make her more interesting. I just didn't. Nothing about her appealed to me. I didn't think Sadie Sink's performance was all that top notch. Like, it wasn't bad. It was just fine. I don't know. Is the dog in here?
Yeah.
The dog just farted.
Yeah. That's going nuts.
Let's see. By switching it to Jean, they wrecked her character already, which gives me no hope for Disney's next. See, I don't think they wrecked her character. I think it makes sense. Like, oh, this mutant girl who's having a rough time. She's on her own. She's trying to figure out her path in life, kind of like how Peter is. And she's going out on her own and trying to mete out justice the way she sees fit. And after this, she goes and she meets Professor Xavier and gets reformed.
Do you think that's where...
Sure, why
Okay.
not? I don't give a fuck. I don't care where the fuck that bus is going. It's upstate New York, probably, and she's gonna go and wind up as part of Professor X's clan of super mutants, and she'll almost destroy the world at some point, I'm sure.
And also, to no one's surprise, the other main antagonist is your boy,
Oh yeah, Tremel Tillman.
Damage Control.
Yeah, from Damage Control, which
You see the trailer, I think that's a very obvious indication that this is going to take place.
Yeah, I wasn't like 100% going in if he would be like the villain. I knew he would be antagonistic in some capacity.
Yeah.
When he was brought in and was immediately nice to Spider-Man, I was like, oh, well, 100% bad guy.
Yeah, when he was like, these ninjas that you used to fight are now working for me, I was like, oh, they're not gonna, because we saw the ninjas fight him in the trailer, we hadn't gotten there yet, so there's no way that he's not gonna be the. That's how I was like, oh, 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah, it's not hard to figure out. And I love Tremel Tillman, like, just by virtue of what he is in the movie. Not a good villain.
Yeah.
Barely a villain at that. Like, just kind of, just I don't know, like, there, like, make him, I don't know, oh shoot, what am I, god damn it, not, my brain isn't working. The guy who orchestrated the Clone Saga.
The what?
The Clone Saga. Or do you not read Spider-Man?
No, I don't read Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I don't know why
Read?
his name isn't like popping up. I can see his fucking character in his stupid costume, and it's just not coming to me. Let's see what the chat says real quick. By switching to Jean, let's see. And once again, a villain was let go, a la Scarlet Witch. She kills people when she could have just gotten in what's-his-face's head to find out where her sister was. Yeah, her plan doesn't make a lot of sense. It's debatable whether or not she actually kills people. She probably kills people. I don't know that it's ever shown that she definitively kills anyone, but she definitely puts enough lives in danger that she is villainous in her actions. But again, I feel like that's something, like, we have other characters who have killed people who have reformed, and I feel like she just will get reformed like those other characters. Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova killed people. Black Widow killed people. God, I'm trying to remember the fucking... villains who have been reformed.
Was Yelena's cameo necessary?
Yelena's cameo was 100% not necessary.
I mean, sure, it was cute or funny or whatever, but it's like, again, the checklist. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of checklist stuff. Doesn't need to be a 2.5-hour movie. It does not operate in such a way that is necessary.
Well, they do a good job for the first maybe hour, and because I watched it again, and I was like, wow, they cover a lot of ground the first hour and a half. And then when Jean Grey's story starts coming in, this is where I'm like, oh, it's a little bit of Iron Man 2. Her story starts coming in, and it's like there's a half an hour of Jean Grey in her background.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a fight ensues, and it's the movie.
Okay, so I think the difference of opinion we're having is I don't see it as necessary to be a one-to-one with the comic. I think Jean starting off as a disillusioned youth makes sense, because then she goes to Professor Xavier and he straightens her out and turns her in, and she's not even like a bad guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's all a point of view. Some people would say she was wronged, and so she's not really trying to hurt anybody but this guy, but she can't get to this guy. That's essentially kind of what a villain is, really. But for this story, it's fine that she's a villain, I guess, because
it seems to me that all she had to do was go over to damage control, or like hop into someone's head
and go into damage control.
Go over to damage control, hop into someone who's going in with a pass or whatever, however they do their security. Go in, hop around a bit, you find Tremel Tillman, hop into his fucking brain, look around, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. Not necessary to go on a tank chase through the city. That doesn't make much sense. Yeah, her whole plan doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But beyond all that, I just didn't need this story. And I don't know. I don't get her being in the movie. Except to set up X-Men, which again, we don't need setup for. Maybe it's setting up her, like she has a role in Secret Wars, but again, like you could just set her up in fucking Doomsday and be fine, or just set her up at the beginning of Secret Wars. She's Jean Grey. We know her thing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
it's like setting up any other major hero. It's like setting up Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom doesn't need setup. He's Doctor Doom. Like when Kevin Feige was like defending himself against reporters saying suggesting that maybe he hadn't done enough setup for Doctor Doom, I totally am on Kevin Feige's side. He doesn't need to set him up. He's Doctor Doom. Who gives a shit? And similar to with Jean Grey, I don't care. Just put her in the fucking X-Men movie or put her in fucking Secret Wars. It's fine. For a Spider-Man movie, quite frankly, I want Spider-Man villains. The Jackal, that's who I'm thinking of. It could have just been the Jackal doing experiments, and that would have been far more interesting than head of damage control.
We got robbed of other antagonists that might have been more interesting, like Scorpion and Tombstone.
Oh, yeah. Tombstone in this movie for a whopping 2 shots.
Blink, and you will literally miss him.
Yeah.
This is it. Like I think it's in the first 5 minutes, too. But I thought he was going to be a main villain.
Okay, he did also say that Thanos had no setup. That was also a bit wrong. That's sure, but you get the point. I would have liked an actual Spider-Man villain as the antagonist. If you're going to have Jean Grey, at least have the secondary antagonist be someone interesting. And this is a bit fan servicey, which is technically against my whole ethos. But what if you get to the end there and Norman Osborn. Norman Bates. Sorry. Norman Osborn is the bad guy who's behind everything. That would be cool. And it would make sense that Oscorp is behind this mutant shit. Like, there is something there. I get damage control has been set up over the course of various movies. That's cool. And they haven't mentioned the Osborns yet, but that's one of the cool things. Like, maybe that is some leftover business from No Way Home. maybe this is like a new, like Norman Osborn has only become famous over the last 4 movies. You can set that up a bit. It doesn't have to be a big surprise that he's in the movie. It can just be a bit of a surprise that he's behind everything. It could be that Peter Parker has to struggle with the idea that maybe he's a bad guy, maybe he's not. He knows that he's the Green Goblin in a separate universe. He doesn't know if this guy is a bad guy in his universe. Like, there's ways of doing it. And then there's a whole plethora of other villains from Spider-Man's history that you could dig into.
Isn't Kingpin technically both Daredevil and Spider-Man villain?
Yeah, Kingpin is
What are you doing?
Kingpin's like a general New York villain.
What are you doing? You got Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
that would have been awesome.
You could have brought Vincent D'Onofrio in. Yeah, he could.
You already brought Charlie Cox in.
Like, that would have been super cool.
That would have been awesome
to see Kingpin as the main villain, and would have again made sense. It would not be hard for you to work your fucking stupid Jean Grey plot into a Kingpin plot. Mr. Negative would have been a great villain. I think you would have had to ditch the Jean Grey thing, but Mr. Negative is amazing, and has a wonderful backstory. If you're gonna do the Jean Grey thing, maybe more villain fights. Maybe Spider-Man versus the Hand is fine, but like, what if it was Spider-Man versus like 3 really dope, iconic villains in that damage control center? That would have been really cool. There's a lot of ways this could have been done to satisfy fans that I don't think it does. Also, yeah, Holland Spidey looks to have a lot of goodwill money from Aunt May and Tony Stark. That was another thing that bugged me, is how does this motherfucker get by?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen like a few explanations, like, oh, he's staying in like an asbestos-ridden storage room, which is such a bullshit explanation, but sure, why not? But he still has to make money somehow. Like, he still has expenses. He still has a fucking cell phone. He still has all this tech that he's accrued over the last 4 years and presumably built himself. So where did all that money come from? I like that Peter Parker is a working class hero, emphasis on working. Like, obviously him being a photographer, I like that as I say that, Filmmaker 610, Peter Parker is supposed to be a working class hero. That is amazing. We're on the same wavelength. Him being a photographer doesn't quite work anymore. Like, I think you could sell it, but I understand that it doesn't quite work anymore as a job. But there's ways of handling this. And, he could just be delivering pizzas like he did in Spider-Man 2. Mm-hmm. Doesn't really matter. And yeah, it's still New York. A closet would be $1 bajillion a month. Yeah. It feels like it doesn't understand still exactly what makes Peter Parker such a great character. And that was after 3 films of kind of ignoring New York. Obviously, they don't completely ignore New York. Homecoming takes place in New York. But, that street level, big city hero who has to work a day job while also being a superhero and juggling those things, juggling his love life. We don't get that either because he's still pining after MJ. Like, it would have been interesting to see him try to move on from MJ. That could have been interesting. There's so much. Yeah, he could be a videographer. There's so much you could do, and they don't, and it feels like wasted potential.
Yeah,
it's still not a bad movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're saying that there are great elements to this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, we gave it the same grade, 3 stars each. That's that's
still a good film.
Yeah, it's still a good film. There's really, when it comes to, and we both have lists, Spider-Man lists, so we should go over those lists.
Oh God, yeah.
So we both did our best Spider-Man, our favorite Spider-Man lists.
Yeah, I updated mine. Let me turn off the.
Let's see yours.
Fade watched.
I'm curious how. Let's take a look at our favorite Spider-Man movies.
Okay, wait. Let me that. All right. Wow, No Way Home is number 2.
I love that. And I was watching it. I'm not on screen.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
These are our favorite Spider-Man movies list, standalone, not included in the overall MCU. Naturally, as you were saying, Spider-Man 2 is the GOAT. I think it's fucking phenomenal. There's a sequence in Spider-Man 2 that I absolutely love, which is when they're trying to operate on Doc Ock. And
and it turns into a fucking horror movie.
And it turns into a Sam Raimi movie. Yeah, that's a great fucking scene. The bank sequence, the bank heist is great. The train subway sequence, or the train sequence fight is great. Doc Ock is great. Everything about Spider-Man 2 is awesome. And it's really good for the storyline. No Way Home is a great celebration of Spider-Man. I love that movie. Watching it again, I thought it was really, really good. Not necessarily that the old villains come back, because that's kind of cool. Although, did they drop the ball on doing a Sinister Six?
I mean, that is one of those things, like, at this point, we're 4 movies deep into this new series. We should have a Sinister Six by now.
I thought they dropped the ball on that, but...
God, that's what that's what Brand New Day should have been. It should have been a Sinister Six
that's
movie.
what I thought it was going to be. We only got 5 villains, and I was like, where the fuck's the 6th one? I thought we were going to get one at the end, but I thought that's what they were doing, and they completely abandoned this idea. But it's not until the other Spider-Mans come in that it becomes completely charming. Like, these 3 guys together are great.
I was left very cold by all the fan service.
Yeah,
It didn't work on me. I think it's because, again, it doesn't have the Peter Parker from the comics. It's close. It almost gets there, but it's not quite there. And I don't love the de-aged Doc Ock. I found that kind of weird. Willem Dafoe's really good.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's really good in it.
I didn't like what they did to my boy Electro. Didn't find that particularly good.
And both Thomas Hayden Church and Reese Fonz are not even on set for this fucking movie.
Yeah,
they're clearly not even there.
The fact that they use like a shot from Spider-Man 3 for Sandman stuff, like, or at least one shot, is insane. Like, I don't know how they dropped the ball on that. I honestly forget that Sandman and the Lizard are in that movie constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't quite work on me. I think I gave it like 3 again. I think I gave it a 3 star. Yeah, 3 stars. Not a bad movie, just didn't quite work for me. Obviously worked for you though. Hot damn.
Yeah, I loved it.
Now where on this list does it go? Does it turn into
So late actually. It's right around. It's actually in between Brand New Day and Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
Now, I like Amazing Spider-Man, and I like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man a lot. I feel like it's kind of hard to gauge his series as a whole because he didn't get a proper ending. And that always bugged me. No Way Home is the closest he gets, and it's quite emotional when it happens. But I think he got robbed. I think this particular Peter Parker got robbed of a full arc. The cartoons, I'll just talk about them both at once. Fantastic. Great animation. Probably some of the best portrayal, I think, of Spider-Man in action. I don't know about, Miles or Peter Parker's storyline, but Homecoming, I think, Spider-Man Homecoming is like what Batman Begins is to Batman. It's a really cool part 1. I guess you can't call it an origin story, but Michael Keaton's great in it. Bokeem Woodbine is great. It's like a lot of great people in Homecoming. When he walks up to the door to take his date to prom, and Michael Keaton opens that door.
That was a really good
for
twist.
The next 10 minutes. That movie is awesome.
Yeah, it's a good film.
The car scene and all that, I love it.
I wish it had more like in the city action. Like, I didn't see the point of like the Washington D.C. field trip. I find that kind of off-putting.
That goes to your complaint about New York Spider-Man. We're not getting a lot of New York Spider-Man.
Like, I just want him to do stuff in New York City. That's all I'm asking for, is fucking Spider-Man swinging around Manhattan. And you know what? Fair enough. Brand New Day actually gave that to me. No Way Home gives a little bit of it.
The OG Spider-Man is the OG Spider-Man. The thing about that is it's very good, and Sam Raimi does a great job. It just escalates from there. It gets better is the thing.
Yeah.
After that, The Amazing Spider-Man, again, the opportunities that are missed with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is a bummer to me because I think he's an interesting Peter Parker. But here, kind of,
Now, do you think any of these are bad movies?
that's the thing. I don't necessarily think any of them are bad movies, but Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is approaching the line there. I don't like a lot of things about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The cast is one thing. Dane DeHaan as Osborn.
I think he's fine.
It's weird. He's a weird actor to me.
Now, I differ.
Yes. You
A
are
little
you are
bit.
different. Let's talk shit about Far From Home.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't necessarily feel one way or another. I guess I'm not a big fan of the abroad idea.
Yeah, don't love the European tour thing. I think the only real...
And I guess it goes to your whole inconsequential thing. In
yeah,
the end,
it feels inconsequential. The only thing about it that I really love is Jake Gyllenhaal. He's fantastic. And I will say, when they initially reveal that twist about him being a Tony Stark employee and like all the employees
oh yeah,
being there,
I love that.
Like
that shows them in the old school.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's really like taken just that by itself, really, really good.
But then here we go again with they're really taken from other movies, and it's a whole thing about Tony Stark.
Yeah, it does have that problem. It is a post Tony Stark movie.
Yeah.
That's very much what it's relying on. So in that way, it's a negative. But if you take it, if you just like, I'm okay with Far From Home being a reaction to losing Iron Man because this was fresh from that happening.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that having like Tony Stark was a huge influence on this iteration of Spider-Man.
Homecoming, they really pressed that point.
Yeah.
No Way Home, huh?
I just don't like it.
I was not expecting that. But again, where does this drop for you?
For me, it drops with Brand New Day.
After Brand New Day.
Well, like I would say, like none of these are bad movies.
Brand New Day is the drop.
Yeah, the drop is Brand New Day. I think Spider-Man 3 is way better than it's given credit for.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy to me because and I don't think it's horrible. I think it's overstuffed.
It's overstuffed, yeah.
This is like one of the first superhero movies to just overstuff their characters, and because of that you get Venom in like the last half of the movie when he should be the whole movie.
My argument against the haters of Spider-Man 3 is at least it's really entertaining.
Well, they're all entertaining.
To a degree. I found Brand New Day not terribly entertaining for large chunks of the film. And same with No Way Home and Far From Home. I find they are very inconsistent. Whereas Spider-Man 3, I feel like every choice it makes, even when the choice is wrong, is entertaining. Like the whole amnesia angle. Completely unnecessary. It's really stupid. Very soap opera adjacent. But goddamn, him fucking with Peter, hilarious. Or, the symbiote subplot. Like, all the stuff with Peter acting a fool, I think is great. I love, like, the him dancing in the jazz club scene. I think that's fantastic. That's such a Sam Raimi thing. And so outlandish that even if you don't think it's a good idea, it's really entertaining. To the point where I might even put it over Amazing Spider-Man. Because Amazing Spider-Man, I really like. It's not as entertaining as Spider-Man 3. And that's just because it has the Sam Raimi touch. Like, you can't beat the Sam Raimi touch.
I just remember the funny cameo sequence in Amazing Spider-Man with Stan Lee and the fight in the background between Lizard.
Oh yeah, but it's really good.
There's no audio.
Yeah,
because he's got headphones on.
Doesn't make a lick of sense, but that's all right.
It's really funny though.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man, so I'm pretty on board. I actually am a little bit of a lame duck when it comes to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Mm-hmm. I wasn't that enamored with it in theaters, and I haven't watched it since. But it's one of those movies where I remember watching it and thinking like, well, yeah, that's a 4-star movie, definitely. But
and then you never came back to it.
yeah, I just never felt the need to come back to it. So I need to rewatch Across the Spider-Verse. It might be higher in my ranking. It's the only one in this ranking where I'm like, I don't really know, because I just didn't have enough of a connection with it when I saw it. I don't know why. I think that might have just been like where I was mood-wise that day. My theater experience might have been a little lackluster. I just don't know what the problem was.
Well, you liked Amazing Spider-Man 2?
So when I first saw Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theaters, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I rewatched it. 1 second, my wife is calling me. This might be important. Hey, honey bun.
Hey, what you doing?
I'm streaming.
Oh, sorry. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so apparently not that important. Hated it when I saw it. Oh, you have to leave soon too. So we got to wrap this up. I hated it when I saw it. Rewatched it. Thought it was really good. Rewatched it again, and kind of loved it.
Really?
And I think it really comes down to I had to disassociate from the setup. If you can take all of the setup for future movies that never came to be, and you can just ignore that, like ignore the parent stuff, ignore like the background Oscorp stuff, it's a really well-made action film. And this is probably where I most call on people to shit on my opinions. I think Electro's great. I love Electro in this movie. I think him having dubstep powers is amazing. I don't care that it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think it's fun that he gets thrown into a vat of electric eels, and that's what gives him his powers. That's such a comic booky bullshit way of doing it. Especially since comic book Electro doesn't have a very interesting origin story anyway, so fucking throw him in a vat of electric eels, sure. I like that his powers heal his tooth gap. I think that's a fun detail. I think Dane DeHaan is fine as Harry Osborn. Not great, but he's fine. And I think that his Green Goblin it has a good hook to it. It's one of those things like I wish this was introduced in the first movie because it feels a little rushed in Amazing Spider-Man 2. But whatever. And then the whole plot with Gwen Stacy is great. And I'm iffy on the outstretched hand made out of webbing thing.
Mm-hmm.
That crosses the line into cringe for me. But like that's one of my few real qualms with Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's the little hand, the parents' angle, and some of the setup. Those are my only real problems.
And then you're a fan of the first two.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the first two.
The Raimi ones.
Yeah. And some of that's nostalgia. Obviously, Spider-Man, that's 2002. I was 12.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be into Spider-Man original flavor. Oddly enough, when I saw Spider-Man 2 in theaters, didn't like it that much.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it just didn't quite flow for me. But I was also, let's see, how old? 14, I think?
2004.
Yeah, 14. So I had stupid opinions. As opposed to now, when I'm a big fan of Amazing Spider-Man 2 and have perfectly good opinions about everything.
And you're into the Spider-Verse as your quintessential
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I think Into the Spider-Verse perfectly captures... I think it does kind of what No Way Home was trying to do, but better. And I would say Across the Spider-Verse also does that No Way Home thing, but better, where it's celebrating Spider-Man and really showcasing a lot of references and member berries. I think it does that really, really well, whereas No Way Home for me just falters and fails in a lot of ways. And I don't know. I remember being in the theater for No Way Home, and it was either Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire coming out. Everybody just applauded.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's cool, I guess. not really doing a whole lot for me. Even though I love those movies, I just could not give less of a fuck because it just feels like corporate synergy. Whereas the Spider-Verse movies don't, even though they are corporate synergy by definition of what they are, it's done in such a beautiful way that it doesn't feel like it. And that's what I want. Is like, I know this is a big corporate thing, but I don't want to feel like it's a big corporate thing.
Gotcha.
And I think that's where these newer Spider-Mans lose me.
All right, well, that was the big. These are the big movies of this summer. In the heart of the summer, Spider-Man and Odyssey. We're kind of just coming off of those and how they have affected the box office. And so this is our Spider-Man week officially.
Yeah.
This week, as far as film releases go, we have Super Troopers is back.
Oh yeah, that's going to do nothing at the box office.
And what's also not going to do very well at the box office is this Ice Cream Man movie.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah,
Bro, it is not.
People don't like Eli Roth.
People are not happy with this
and
movie.
they do not like this movie. They don't like the AI usage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing. It's interesting. We're seeing a lot. Not a lot, but we're seeing more AI usage in indie cinema. Like the Young Washington movie has like 100 AI shots in it.
Yeah.
And so and apparently this Eli Roth Ice Cream Man movie, which is, I assume, why there's a 4K re-release of the old Ice Cream Man. Apparently uses some AI in it. I don't know to what extent, but apparently beyond that, it's just not a very good movie. I wonder even if, like, real quick, if we go on Letterboxd to the Ice Cream Man 2026. Ooh, it's rough. A lot of half stars.
Screen.
Oh yeah, a lot of just negative.
I think the most it got right there, 2.5 stars.
2.5. And a lot.
It's giving Pee Wee Playhouse if they did Treehouse of Horror episodes, except Pee Wee would never use AI.
If this was a movie your buddy made, you'd avoid eye contact after the screening. Amateurish and not in a charming way. Damn.
That's a bummer.
Damn.
Listen, I like Eli Roth. I don't know about this whole thing, and I like a lot of his movies, but this is a bummer.
Yeah. Big old bummer.
Unfortunately, we'll still have to see it.
Eventually. I might go see it in theaters. I don't want to, but I might. All right, that's it for the stream.
That's it.
I gotta
for
go
this
take
week.
a piss. So until next time, guys, go watch a movie.